I really hope that I have all my settings set up correctly this time. Okay, I was not prepared at all. Let me check a couple things here. Oh, they are ready to go. 110% anyway. I barely got in here in time. This will be round 3 of Perfect Peckers versus Vexta. And it's starting here in 3 seconds. So much for checking settings. Anyway, we've got a cargo start down here for Vexta, who obviously are aliens in this round. And they're going a 2-2 split out. It looks like they've got Leap going Gorge. Meanwhile, up here, coming down from Perfect Peckers, we've got Sublime and Ina going down one side, and they're going to run into Crushing Cats and Fear. And over here, on the top of side of things, we've got Joey, Mickey, and Danny versus Wise and Jimmy. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how they do on this map since the early engagements are very important on Vale. It looks like they are going to go. Looks like Perfect Peckers is going to go for um, Armor 1 first. They do have Leap over there. Vexta does have Leap over there in Nanogrid, already setting up the Gorge Tunnel on that end of things. However, Jimmy's and the other skulk that was over there, which looks like it was Wise, have done a good job at keeping the Marines out of C12 at this point. I mean, yes, there's a certain point where you want to just hold there so nobody sneaks through, but they're just holding on over there. It's been not very much pressure from Perfect Peckers thus far, but it'll be at some point they're gonna have to just, do something. Got Jimmy just hanging on the wall over there, just being kind of sneaky, getting a parasite off to be annoying, reminding him that he's there. I mean, all they're doing, since they aren't pushing, all they're doing is letting... Okay, there we go. Finally have a push over here in West. P is going to back off a little bit from Sublime and Nina. Jimmy's still over there. I mean, we did lose, looks like Danny. Jimmy's just going to hang out. They aren't really being particularly aggressive. They're just waiting. They're sort of hunting the Marines, but sort of not. They are getting weapons 1 now. We're just... Okay, here we go. Down in system, we have a much larger engagement going on with the Leap is the Gorge coming in there versus Sublime and Ina, who had moved in from Overlook, I believe. Do have Danny over there, who I think would probably be capping. However, we have Wise and Fear skipping it because they did not go mines. Obviously, a bad habit is gonna, he might have to get out of the chair, but Wise is just like hanging out on top, so he's gonna end up with a skulk on his head. Does waste enough time, but that IP is really low, and they do have 2 people running back through Topo, but that IP is now down. They are going to jump right on the arms lab. And at this point, there is no med support, so if they aren't able to clear these, if these skulks play really well and are able to wipe them... Okay, we are... it looks like... Oh, whoa, 5% left on that arms lab. They better get an armory up and either... Oh, wait, but they still have 2 more coming in here. They still do not have respawning, so if P and Revilo are able to come in there and take them out, then would be kind of game over. Okay, they still have Ina down there in system, just waiting. See a couple people now starting up from, or I think joining in from Ren's channel. I did get a message from him. She'll get in, 3 minutes. But then again, let's see. Jimmy just dancing back and forth here, wasting a bunch of bullets until he does get taken down. It is, a little bit past lurk res, so we do have P and Wise up as lurks. Still have the Gorge on the field as well. Is that a regorge? I don't think he regorged. I don't think he died. Anyway, he's just building up RTs. We got Joey and Mickey. Either way, they're moving into C12 and they're going to build up that RT for, I think, the 2nd time. Taking a quick look at the res graph. Yeah, they lost that one. I'm assuming that was C12 that got lost, but it looks like they're going to get pinched by Jimmy and Wise and P just clearing that out. That RT does not even get built. It's going to possibly be recycled if they're able to get it in time, but with all that DPS on it, it may, not be an issue. And also, I apologize for the fact that they're like freaking leaf blowing or something outside. I'm assuming that you could probably hear that. Anyway. Going on up here, up both lurks in the little hallway outside of control. They're going to probably take him down. And they just back off and they're going to take down the top of res. This is not looking so good for Perfect Peckers at this point. I think that their lack of aggression at the very beginning probably cost them a bunch because they were able to, because Vexta was able to set up. I mean, yes, and also the lack of mines, also slightly troublesome there. I mean, just it is a risk that you take on Vale, whether if you don't go mines. Because obviously, if you're really far away and you don't have phase gates up, it's a long run. Fear just being kind of annoying there. Danny is going to weld it up a bit to waste more of Fear's time, but Fear's just going to get a parasite, it looks like. Meanwhile, down here in system, we have Ina versus both lurks, does get cleared. They're just still sort of having a standoff there, but the little clog wall there slowing down the Marines trying to get back into C12. I mean, obviously there's always the vent to go through, unless that has been blocked, which it has not. But P is just going to show up behind, and while they're wasting all their time there to just get a couple of good bites there on Joey and Mickey. With the Gorge on the other side of the clog wall, obviously that'll just be really easy healing. Got Wise working on that RT. Okay, and then they're going to go for phase tech. Hopefully I don't know whether they'll be able to actually use phase gates effectively. Yes, they do have the upgrade at this point, but they only have like 2 RTs right now. Okay, they have 3. But outside of their base, they only have 2. Little engagement going on in west over here. Yes, they're most likely their best chance of winning would be to probably arc out Nano, but but it might be too little too late, because they're only 2 res from fades at this point. They are going to beacon because they have two skulks there on the arm slab again. They are maybe going to clear it. Yes, they are able to clear it. Save it at like 6% again. They're going to weld that up and then get the heck out. Meanwhile, they're losing Topo res and Skylight is down. Looks like they didn't quite get that built, so they should recycle that because there's no way that anybody's going to be able to run all the way down to there before it goes boom. Especially not since, they're still on what? Yeah, there it goes. It goes away. Could have saved him a little bit of res, but obviously not very much at this point. Do have a whip there in system, which, depending on how... Oh, looks like it's just going to get melted. Hey, look, there's the fade. That'd be Jimmy up as a fade from Vexta. Again, those early engagements that are so critical on this map. If you don't clear something, you aren't going to get very far as Marines. You have to push through. You have to try and pull the aliens back. You can't let them get those RTs, or you're just going to end up completely out-teched. They are going to get looks like metabolized. Meanwhile, these guys at Topo are just going to get completely cleared up by Jimmy, Wise, and Fear was the skulk. No longer a Gorge. Or no, it was Leap. Okay, I'm just getting people confused there. It was Leap that was the Gorge. I apologize. We're just watching the little engagement go down here in West. And they are, it looks like, even assisting into Topo. Or starting to. I mean, at this point, their best bet to arc Nano looks like it probably is going to be from West, if they're able to hold it, just because they still have C12 locked down pretty well. Obviously, they did, the pipeline hive at this point is almost done. That is. They had Leap building that. So it went up very quickly. Umbra has been started, so they're pretty well doomed unless they completely just rock the life farms at this point. It's like they are going to try and maybe go for an East Gate because that is socketed. However, again, with the C12 being set up, it might be harder. I mean, if they really wanted to make it difficult, they could, I don't know, it is pretty much difficult enough as it is. It's not the most defensible one at this point. However, on the other side of the map, we got Jimmy and Wise there clearing up things just outside of Overlook. They don't have Bile yet, so that's at least 1 point in Perfect Peckers' favor. They might end up showing up really soon here, just so they can, get rid of the gate. But let's see, who would be their Onos? Fear? Fear, it looks like it's going to be Vexta's Onos, and he has 5 res to go. They are, however, on 6 harvesters, so that is basically no time. That's like, what, a little under a minute? Anyway, they're just gonna completely get wrecked here in East. You have a Gorge there, you have Umbra, you have Fade. I mean, they still are on Armor 1, because they're still on, is that Weapons 2? I mean, it's just that they didn't get that initial pressure. They didn't get their RTs capped, and they let Nano exist. Not under their control. But I think that is one of the things that I think was even seen in the earlier games, is just that Perfect Peckers does not play nearly as aggressively as Vexta. And Vexta is just like, they just, they're playing aggressively. They're making sure that they are the ones deciding whether the engagements happen and where they're going to happen, when really I mean, Perfect Peckers needs to have that happen too. They're starting charge. Yeah, it looks like Fear can go Onos whenever he wishes. I do have that gate there. It's sort of dropped, but that bone wall was almost in the way. Anyway, Jimmy's just gonna come in there, maybe pick off Sublime. P in there as well with the Umbro. That gate is just gonna get melted. It didn't have a chance. Alright, it looks like Fear has gone Onos, and so we'll be seeing him up once he pops out of his egg. However, they did just take down P in the hallway there, but he has like a billion res at this point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he has 35 res. He could go Fade if he wanted. They really only need the one lurk as long as he doesn't die again, or die or something, for Umbra at this point. And they're losing Topo. They have the Gorge there to help build it. Meanwhile, it looks like they have another Drifter going over towards the Skylight side of things, so they're pretty well trapped. Okay, they are going to GG it. Yeah. They spent way too long just waiting in the two little hallways right here and right here. Okay, I was using the wrong little draw button, but still. They spent too long waiting in the hallways, which I think pretty much cost them that. But as Alien, it's a lot easier, I think, to take advantage of the lack of pressure, but I have a feeling that since Vexta does play aggressively, that as aliens, or I guess we have to wait for. Okay, there we go. Now it's switched. I was like, what? Weren't they just aliens? Anyway, with them as Marines, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them just push down and push through East or West Junction and just rush Nano and take that early, which would obviously mean that Perfect Peckers would have to go and basically cap everything around Nano and not let those RTs go up. They'd have to take Skylights, they'd have to take Topo, take everything else, and just let Vexta have Nano, if that does happen. Let me actually alt-tab here and switch my windows around because I can't see. Okay, there we go. I can see what's going on now on chat. Yeah, I obviously wasn't entirely prepared to cast. I was contemplating signing up for this one, but Ren grabbed it first. And then his computer started being obnoxious, I suppose. So hopefully he will have that fixed in time for, well, I guess he's watching. Ren, do you have any other you're casting games this weekend too, aren't you? I mean, I know you're, at least theoretically. I have to go update the calendar after this. That was going to be one of my things to do during these two rounds, was to update the NSL calendar with the matches that have been signed up for, because I didn't do that yesterday. But hopefully that will be fixed so that he won't have this happen next time, because that's, of course, obnoxious both as a caster, because obviously it's not fun for everybody if you're screwing up, or if your computer's screwing up and all that jazz, but also it's also kind of annoying from the replay standpoint because it's not all in one thing. You have to go find the other half of it. But yeah, we'll just wait around here for the final round here of Vexta versus Perfect Peckers, and we'll see how it goes. I hope that as aliens, the Perfect Peckers are going to be able to maybe put up more of a fight on this map, because I think that it is potentially, I don't know. It depends on these first engagements. They just need a really decisive first little battle in East or in West, and it'll be set for a good round. Anyway, Vexta has readied up as well, so here we are, 15 seconds until the final round. All right, we have a cargo start down there for Perfect Peckers. See here, we do have a gorge in the from Ina. So she'll be running out there to Nano very shortly. It looks like Vexta is going to go mine, so that will prevent another losing the IP setback like they did to Perfect Peckers. Do have 3 setting up here in Topo, and 3 from Vexta running down to meet them. They are gonna, looks like, take out Mickey and no problem. And just, it looks like Jimmy and Wise might be the 2 that are going to they're just gonna bum rush. No? You guys gonna bum rush Nano or not? Okay, looks like they are, Wise and Jimmy. That tunnel is gonna maybe be up by the time they get there, so Ina should be able to save her gorge if they do rush in there. However, Perfect Peckers is gonna have to call everyone back to try and clear this. Ina playing a little bit risky there, not dancing around from the tunnel, but they are. It looks like Perfect Peckers didn't quite go. Oh, no, they might actually get this. They might clear this Nano Rush. I thought for a moment there they were going to lose it because they went in a little bit onesie-twosie, but they did win that engagement, so at least for now, Nano is safe. Danny is going to camp out there in East and just wait around. Fear is over there building up that RT that pretty much got skipped before. Got Sublime versus Leap on the left side here, Skylights, while P is building things up. Looks like they have the same sort of setup over here with Joey, Mickey, and Danny versus Fear. They do clear Fear. Jimmy's a little bit too late to try and save him. But Wise is down there around the corner as well. Joey is going to get picked off as well, and they're going to hold over there in Topo. Leap, on the other hand, is going to maybe push towards System here. Taking a few little shots at Sublime, who is waiting in the vent over there. They are getting some mines down. I hear them. I'm not quite sure where, because of course they're kind of tiny on the screen. Is that one right there? No, that's a prop. Anyway, Danny takes out Jimmy, and then Wise takes out Danny, so that has been cleared. It looks like Wise will be running into Joey potentially. Does put a mine down there in the hallway to help him out. But C12 has been dropped, so they can go and build that along with Overlook, also in the process of being built up. Joey just really needs some support here. He needs somebody else to come in from the next side of things and just take him out. It's like they're going to go build up the Harvester there in sub, but P is coming that way. So Neil needs to hide around the corner. Goes in there. Danny waits until it was very low on ammo, but then gets taken down at the last moment by a pistol shot. Sublime goes in as a lurk. Not quite getting him down. Ina also trying to help, but with Leap and P at the long end of this, sloping hallway, that does make it kind of hard to try and at least land bites on Sublime's part. They did get the Harvester up, so they're going to back off now. However, in Pipe, they're losing that. They just lost that Harvester to Wise and Fear, who moved down from C12. Joey, on the other hand, is going to go and work on C12 itself and try and take care of that. But it looks like Wise and Fear are probably going to be going for the base Harvester there. But over in sub, still got Sublime and Ina versus Leap and P. But here comes Danny again to come and help out. They're going to take out P, who moved too far forward. Sublime is at under half health, so if he isn't careful, he's going to lose that lurk. Ina should be able to, come on, land that spit. Aw. Okay, there we go. They are able to go and clear out Leap. A little bit delayed there. They're just kind of mucking around in base. It looks like they did lose one of their shells. They are able to clear the rest. So they will have to redrop that. That was a sink of, oh gosh, I'm even forgetting how much res it is now. But either way, they lost a shell, which is X amount of res. I'm not awake and coherent enough, apparently, to remember how much res it actually costs at this particular instant, so sue me. Anyway, we got Armor 1 finally going up for Vexta. Taking a quick look at the res graph, you can see that they did lose a couple of RTs there. However, you know, it's still reasonably early in the grand scheme of things. They only have, it's like they are going to be trying to push the sub harvester again. Finally got the other shell back up. Wise is in the vent there. Takes down both of the skulks there, who were trying to chomp on the power node and then him. So you should be able to get C12 back up, no problem. Anyway, we got Sublime moving back in here on Leap in P. Down to half health and on the wrong side from the gorge, so he better just get over there. He gets out with very low health at 23 after getting a little bit of healing. So that sub harvester is going to go down at this point. Vexta is up onto 4 extractors now, or 4 extractors now, so that's definitely good for them. Definitely with Ina right around the corner there. Okay, almost getting pinched by Fear. I'm hoping that Ina called that so that Sublime didn't get pinched, because obviously if he just stayed in that engagement, he would have been a dead lurk. They are almost to fade res. They are, what, 30, 45 seconds away, probably. Joey is determined to get that power down in C12. It's like we've got a big group of people going over here to take out sub, which I would assume might be to make sure that Vexta does not get that harvester, and perhaps to secure it as a hive location, depending on how they want to play it. Obviously, pipe is at the moment slightly more secure. But people don't like pipe. Pipe is dumb. Anyway, Joey gets out of there with just like 2 HP or something silly. Shotguns have been started, so that's... Let's see, looks like we do have Danny, who will be up as Fade momentarily. Weapons 1 has been started, so that'll be reasonably nice timing there to face down Danny and anyone else who happens to decide to go Fade. Jimmy's just going to creep on into Nano at this point. There is a whip in there, but it's apparently not quite mature enough. Oh, now it might be. Now it is. It is mature enough to throw a Bile Bomb. Anyway, we got Wise and Leap pushing down into Pipe. Looks like we got somebody else over in, yeah, we have 2 over there in Sub also. You know, Danny's going to clear up Leap over here. Sublime's at about half, so he better go heal before doing anything. Anyway, it looks like P and Fear are once again down in Sub, building that up. Jimmy's over there in System, taking out, or just, you know, poking at the whip there and trying to limit the PvE so they can actually put up a System gate, which I'm assuming will be coming up at some point in the not-too-distant future. Anyway, pretty much every alien on the map has gone through and engaged here, and they're going to clear that up and then move on to take down that extractor, which was just recently dropped. Okay, there is the phase tech, so they will likely be searching for a gate either in east or west. Looks like since east is socketed, it'll probably be east. Wise is tasked with rebuilding C12 at this point, but okay, they do have another fade up. That'd be Mickey. There we go. It is 15. For some reason I was thinking 12, which seemed really wrong. I'm a commander, I should know this stuff. Obviously not. I just wait until the button isn't red and then I drop in whatever it is. Anyway, we got Jimmy repairing that, but both Fades and Ina the Gorge are potentially going to go in there. Maybe, maybe not. Obviously Ina can't move around that corner nearly as quickly. But it's P and Jimmy again over here on the system side of things, or the C12 side of things. There's nothing going on at system at this point, which obviously is one of the favored gate locations. Sublime getting pretty well chipped in there, but with Ina around the corner, that that shouldn't be too bad. Obviously reg issues or something, or what is interpreted as reg issues. Leap is able to clear out Joey over there, but Sublime is showing up to come chomp him down. Ina's definitely done a good job at staying alive as a Gorge, and that support in these engagements is obviously definitely a good thing. I mean, yes, you lose the DPS, but on the other hand, if you get injured, obviously you get to get healed up and not lose your life form. Looks like Bile Bomb will be up soon too, which is just in time for the fact that that gate just got dropped. So we'll probably be seeing once that gate is up and secured, and assuming it does, because here comes the Four Crush into East. Everybody who happened to be in the general vicinity. There's P with a shotgun, however. However, he gets taken down by Danny. They're just going to go back to C12 to heal up at the crag. Guess what? They're getting a sneaky system gate over here in the little area that isn't systed. I don't know if anybody spotted that yet. However, yeah, I don't think they've spotted it yet at all. They're over there hunting for people, and there's nothing there at this point. The system gate is up. However, that just got found. There comes both Fades and the Lurk in to try and take that down. They do see where it is, even in the room now, since Sublime ducked around the corner. Leap getting a little bit out of line of sight there, so he can't rely on his teammates to help shoot the Lurk. It's like they're going to kill that crag there in sub, and Leap will barely make it out of the room without getting spiked to death. Looks like we have two getting a gate in the next. So they're doing some slightly abnormal phase gates, but they're sort of sneaky ones. However, guess what? Joey just found them. However, that'll be up here in a moment, and they'll be able to phase through, assuming... however, they're going to crush on all sides here, getting a couple of good swipes in from the Fades. Gate is still up. Both gates still up, so that's an interesting triangle. It's, as I said, it's not the normal one. The normal one usually involves east, west, dome, and system, some combination of those. So it looks like they're going to secure C12 and possibly go down. I would assume that they know that the hive probably is there if they don't know for sure. So you see if Vexta goes down there. What have we got here? Looks like a group here, Mickey, Danny, Sublime who's healing, and Ina who's working on the hive there to get that up. It's at 86% grown, so that'll be up soon. And then they can get Umbra and have a little bit more luck maybe clearing out one of these gates. Charge has been started. Let's take a look at the res there. We've got, yeah, we do have Joey up as Onos somewhere. He's over in Dome. Looks like he was just playing, trying to kill Fear or something. Pipeline is now done. So charge is going. Here comes the Onos. Maybe. However, versus is it still weapons 2? Let's lean in and look. No, it's still weapons 1. Vexta does have a lot of extractors. However, hey, look, we got Leap who just like bum rushed into Nano and is taking out that crag. Looks like Ina might be moving the tunnel. Yeah, they moved the tunnel so that way they could just go in there. Hello, surprise! Here are all the aliens. Get out of Nano, silly Marines. Anyway, we got Fear coming in from the south side. If anybody had been hurt, that would have been bad for them popping out of the tunnel. However, they just wipe out Fear and continue on. Weapons 2 has been started. Looks like P is going to be the first one down, and then Jimmy as well, and they're going to converge on that gate and probably take that down. However, looks like they're just going to recycle it. See if they could save any res, but I think it's way too late for that. Anyway, there's a whip right there that they're going to take down and maybe move the sub gate up to system, potentially. Umbra has been completed, so that'll make things a lot easier to keep the Onos alive. Assuming Sublime stays up. I mean, he has plenty of res at this point. He could go lurk twice. So, not an issue. Okay. I guess they are not, at this point, going to move the gate up. They're just going to go for a Y gate. Danny's just waiting. He's just kind of sitting there wondering whether he should go in on them or not. Sublime guts down to about half. Where's Joey at this point? Over there, working on stuff over by C12, it appears. But obviously, let's take a look at the res graph again. I mean, there hasn't been that much res biting going on. Only 7 extractors down, 3 harvesters in 14 minutes. It's been a lot of engagements and not so much res biting. Oh, however, guess what? Joey just went down there right outside of Nano. I'm not sure whether he would have been able to make it through anyway. If we take a quick look there, it might be a little bit iffy. I don't play Onos. I do my best to avoid it, so I'm not sure whether or not he would have been able to get through there anyway. But it would have been iffy. So they're going to have to wait for probably some. Whoa, whoa! And then Mickey goes down as well. All of a sudden, they're just losing their life forms. It's that weapon too, maybe. Suddenly, the Marines hit a lot harder. Sublime looks like well, no, he barely gets out with any health, so he's gonna have to find some way to get through. Probably through the vent in West to get somewhere with healing. There he goes. Anyway, it looks like Vexta has finally pushed into Nano. Sublime, what are you doing? That was silly. Sublime, you could have gone out through that way. Okay, yes, Wise was in there. But going around this end, or this side of things, would have been a lot easier than trying to bite a shotgunner. Anyway, they now are down to one fade. However, there's a lot of, a lot of abilities to, refade, re-lurk, re-whatever. Let's see, take a few peeks here. It looks like Sublime will probably be going Onos. They're, however, going to maybe lose that gate there in Y. Fear and P are showing up at the last moment to try and kill it. It's down to 18%. They're just going to, like, slaughter all the skulks. Where Jimmy's in there in the actual hive room, able to get a little bit more damage on those that were there, but not much beyond that. They're going to weld the gate back up, and with the tunnel down, those RTs in Nano are possibly going to fall and be claimed by Vexta, it looks like. Sublime just running through the vents there, getting hunted by P. Danny's just waiting around the corner there for P to move in. He is going to get a couple of swipes there, almost take him out. Backs off a moment, gets out with about a third health. Fear's just in there. It looks like they're going to be trying to get a gate up in Nano. Along with those RTs, of course. Joey gets scanned down there. Looks like he might have been going for a Sky. Sublime almost to Onos res, however, Ina is already up as Onos, so they will have two Onos here in a moment. And I'm assuming Joey may end up going Gorge there, because having a Gorge in that mess is always good. Or possibly, no, he doesn't have enough for Lurk, never mind. The gate is up in Nano. And Jimmy's in there being obnoxious and killing that RT there in C12, but Danny is right around the corner, along with Mickey, who's up his fate again. They're just gonna slaughter him. Vexta's doing pretty good on the P-res too, so even if they lose some of these engagements, it's not the end of the world. They have plenty of P-res left for more shotguns. And they're up to 7 extractors, so they aren't hurting at all. They could, to a certain point, YOLO some of those. Like Fear and Leap could totally YOLO with their shotguns and trash them and still have enough for more. It's not always the best decision, but hey, they could. If anybody has to stay back and jump through gates that are being grinded, it should be them. Anyway, here goes Weapons 3 also going up. We got Ina and Sublime up as Onai. No Gorge currently in this, nor Lurk. So no Umbra, no healing. And it looks like they may actually lose both of those Onai. They better hunt him. Sublime, the only one left. He has like very little health. However, he's next to the hive right now, but he's far enough away. Yep, there he goes. There goes the Onai. And they're gonna try and clear this up, but as mentioned, they have plenty of P-res. It doesn't matter. They can just go buy more shotguns. And then they'll be even stronger because they have Weapons 3 up in however long that takes. It's up to about, what, half researched at this point? Gate slowly going down. They did get the one up in Nano. So it looks like P and Fear are moving in here against Ina and Danny. Danny had his back to it, so he might... Oh, he gets really low there. That's even without Weapons 3. Joey taking down the RT there. But at this point, it's probably too little too late on the res biting. I mean, sure, it helps. It prevents arcs to a certain point, but they're going to have 6 RTs. They've lost 10. They did a little bit, it looks like Perfect Peckers did a little bit of catch up, but on the res biting scheme of things, but not terribly much. What have we got on their side? Joey could lurk. Ina could go Gorge again. But the closest thing to a Onos would be Danny, one of the Fades, who has 38 res. So it's going to be a little while on only, what, 3 RTs soon? Let's see how that's doing. Ah, that just went up. Okay, there you go. But Jimmy's coming into the room, so that might end up going down very quickly. Hey, move your Drifter. Bye-bye, Drifter. Hey, we're having another push here down on cargo. We have P with a shotgun. And Fear there ran out of bullets and was using his pistol. Not quite able to clear anything, but there we go. They're just going to work on that gate. Danny's going to go over there. Danny's possibly going to die, because guess what? They have weapons 3 now. So they're going to have to play a little bit more carefully there with their fades. Cat packs. That may signal their doom. Because these fades that have escaped with very low health will suddenly be able to be chased. And then they will lose their highest life forms, and... I have no idea what the is about. I must have missed it. Joey's gonna work on this RT over here. Jimmy's over there with a shotgun, so he should, yeah. Bye-bye. That RT is safe. Got Danny and Mickey down in Nano. But everybody's converging on them, so they better flee. If Vexta had been a little bit faster, they might have been able to trap both Fades in Nano. Which might have led to a very interesting engagement. But... oh, he runs into Fear. Oh, and there goes Danny. Not quite gonna lose the other Fade, though. Not at this point. Oh, but there is a long hallway, and P is down there. He's trapped on the other side of the pipes. He's able to squeak through at the very last second, but Wise is also in there. He jumps in the hive. Okay. So there's a Fade safely located in that hive, however, there's kind of this issue called 3 Marines. They are just going to GG it, and that will be the end of this round of Vexta versus Perfect Peckers. And Mickey jumps out of the hive and blinks up in the sky for a glorious death. So I think Perfect Peckers did better on this one, but let's take a quick look before the thing dies. More res biting. I think that's about where they got Nano there. They were keeping pretty even, which is definitely good for Perfect Peckers, so... but... not so good on the res biting, which I think allowed Vexta to get way too much tech. So yeah. Good games, guys. When in doubt, blame the server. Anyway, sorry for any people who come through and watch the VODs of this game that it's, you know, in 2 places or whatnot. Tech issues are not exactly, you know, uncommon in the grand world of NS2, because you can't have things work perfectly. You can't have things start on time. That would be silly. But yeah, good games. Let me take a quick look here, just because, well, why not? And take a quick and see what would be next. There may or may not still be a game going on Loopy's channel, which would be Ant versus Virtual Dejection. You should hop over there and take a look and see if that's still going. If not, I think that's the only other thing for today, and the next game that is currently scheduled that I have listed on the calendar would be Singularity versus Rays, which is also casted by Loopy at 9 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. There are several Saturday and Sunday games which are not currently listed on the calendar, but will be in the next, 15 to 20 minutes, because I'll go through and list those. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And I will see you guys whenever I next see you.